welcome to the first episode of the Royal Ramble, the Voyage to Wrestlemania. I'm Riley.
I'm Logan. We want to go to Wrestlemania. I mean, who doesn't?
Honestly, actually.
Honestly, who doesn't? And we grew up with wrestling. WrestleMania's in Vegas next year.
I live in Arizona. So
you live in Arizona.
It's perfect.
I live in Washington. Vegas is pretty close.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. It's actually a pretty decent flight, too.
It's a decent, usually pretty inexpensive flight. And so this is our Hail Mary attempt to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild because, we started the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe has, a few donations, which I really didn't expect. Yep. So it was yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Link in the description, by the way, if you're feeling generous.
Link in bio. If it does, suit thine wallet. Anything helps.
Yeah,
anything.
Absolutely.
You could probably give $1 and we'll be like, oh my gosh, someone give $1. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, let's go.
Seriously.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling is actually really what made me want to pursue acting.
Yeah.
So, going there would really be a dream come true. Yeah.
And this is week 1 of the voyage.
Yeah, week 1.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
I feel like every time you have a conversation with a friend and it's we should start a podcast. This is actually starting a podcast.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of wild.
Yeah.
That just dawned on me. So I was I'm processing that right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying yeah a lot. Yeah. No yeet.
No yeet?
No yeet.
No yeet?
Are you a yeet or no yeet person?
I'm a yeet person.
Okay, cool.
I love Jay, so.
Yeah. Speaking of wrestlers who isn't Jay, this one has a J in his name.
He has a J in his name.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, also known as MJF. MJF, will he come to WWE? And if so, what feuds would we want to see?
So many feuds. This was hard to decide.
I think you said we made a list of 20? Did you say?
I think the list is 21. I don't know how long it is now, but we've narrowed it down to 12.
Yeah.
And we drafted them to each other and ranked them in 6. So we will each share our top 6 out of our shared top 12 that we split in half. If that makes any sense.
Top 12 is crazy.
Yeah.
Top 12 is kind of wild. But yeah.
Yeah, so we'll start at 6 and just kind of go back and forth.
Work our way up. Yeah, okay, fire.
Okay, so coming in at number 6 in MJF feuds, for me, is John Cena.
MJF and John Cena would be really good. The promos back and forth would be crazy.
The promos would be amazing. I think it would be a great way to see Cena out of the company. MJF is a rising star. John Cena would be the perfect thing. MJF is so over as a heel. Cena's one of the most over baby faces of all time. I think unquestionably this would be an amazing WrestleMania match.
Oh, okay, you have it at WrestleMania.
John Cena said he doesn't have a lot left. One-on-one matches, I think he's got 41, maybe 42. This is why I put Cena at 6.
That's interesting.
Maybe he wants to throw a SummerSlam in there.
This at SummerSlam would be a really good match. Does it need a stipulation? I don't think so.
No, just have them go at it one-on-one.
Just go at it one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the in-ring chemistry would be great. Obviously, Cena matches are very straightforward. You add in MJF's charm of being an absolute dick.
A shit-eating heel. That's really what it is. He's just him and this gum that he chews. But my only issue with that is that A, I don't want MJF to retire John Cena. Mm-hmm. And B, MJF's finisher, because he just drops people on their head. So
it's a little unsafe.
It's a little unsafe, but
yeah.
I feel like he is a good worker. He's such a safe worker that he wouldn't hurt Cena that way.
Yeah. Well, you know what I would actually really like to see? I don't have a problem with it being Cena's last match. I could definitely see having this match as Cena's retirement match so that for the rest of MJF's career, he can be I'm the guy that retired John Cena. And I could see MJF making him tap out at WrestleMania.
Making Cena tap in his last match.
Ultimate heel move.
Making
the guy who never gives up, give up.
That's not bad. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. My number 6 is Finn Balor.
I love it.
I love it too. But it needs to be face Finn versus just regular MJF would be insane. Like, again, the promos would be wild.
So good.
And then, like, they could advertise it if they get the rights to it. I hope they do. But they could advertise the demon versus the devil. What if, like whoever is holding... Say Sammy gets injured, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And he has to vacate the title.
Okay, Intercontinental title.
Who else? Who's gonna take up the mantle? You know. So like it would be like a tournament style. The semifinals would be like 3 weeks before SummerSlam.
Okay.
Right. So then all of a sudden that gives MJF, Finn Balor 3 weeks to set up. They have their match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I really want MJF to win.
He'd have to. This early in his WWE run, he'd have to win.
But I also feel bad because Finn's also been given like the short end of the stick for like years.
Finn is getting old too.
Yeah, Finn is like I think he's pushing 40 if he's not 40 already.
Yeah, like I mean he moves really well in the ring. He looks great. Same thing like AJ also is getting old.
I think that would be a great match. It'd be a good feud. I'm just not really looking forward to it as much as like some of the others.
I think they would have a great in-ring chemistry between the two of them.
Yeah, phenomenal in-ring chemistry.
Phenomenal? Speaking of phenomenal, my number 5 is not AJ Styles.
Sadly.
It's actually Andrade.
Yeah, because apparently they never had that match before.
Yeah, there was no AEW match between the two of them, and Andrade's amazing. And not a lot of people, I feel like, have realized that yet. But if you go back and watch his NXT Championship run, was it his match with Johnny that was like the first 5-star match that WWE had in like a decade or something like that? I think it was
him and Johnny.
Yeah, like that match, that whole run that he had with like Zelina Vega as his manager was like so amazing. And his in-ring stuff is so good.
And like his AEW stuff is amazing.
His AEW stuff is great.
Amazing.
Yeah. MJF is exciting as a prospect at WWE because he is somebody who can really work with anyone.
The original list is crazy how many people.
But I really have Andrade on here as an in-ring thing. I think Andrade still needs to find his footing a little bit in WWE. They need to do something with him.
Yeah.
Please. I mean, he should be a mid-card champion.
He's just rotting away right now.
And he should be in the main title picture.
A ladder match.
Oh, dear God, please.
A ladder match would be great. A ladder match at Survivor Series.
That'd be great.
Andrade versus MJ. It would be really fast-paced. Great in-ring storytelling. The storytelling would be insane.
Yeah, it'd be great.
It would actually be crazy. Hunter?
If
you're listening.
Are you listening?
If you're listening, Papa Paul, listen.
That would be crazy.
Hear us out. Let us cook. So speaking of champions and ladder matches, the next guy, he was a prize fighter for many years. Kevin Owens.
So great.
Kevin Owens and MJF. Again, promos, phenomenal. Like, the video package that would go with it, I feel like they'd somehow find a way to make this so personal.
Oh,
and
definitely.
So raw.
Yeah.
Like, you can't help but want to see Kevin Owens put this guy through the announcing table.
We've seen Kevin work with MJF type characters. You know, he worked with Austin Theory.
Grayson Waller even.
Most notably and closest to MJF, Logan Paul. That was all great stuff.
Phenomenal
like,
stuff.
Just the kind of character that Kevin has of just being completely annoyed with people
with everyone
him.
Constantly.
Yeah, like...
It's so great.
I would love it if MJF was just talking smack someday and all of a sudden
like,
KO's music hits.
Best part, it doesn't need a title.
No.
It doesn't need a stipulation.
No.
It's just two guys who don't like each other, just going at it.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, someone who recently worked with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton is my number 4.
While that is that low, but yeah, like that would also be a really great match.
This was a hard top 6 to make.
MJF would sell that RKO.
Exactly.
He would sell that RKO.
Yeah.
Like that, like, man.
It would be great, and if you want, you could tie that rivalry into a larger rivalry, like a rivalry with Cody Rhodes, perhaps.
Promos would be so good. The match or matches would be so good. It doesn't need a title because both of these guys are big names, big personalities. Like, Exactly, they can sell this. Speaking of people who are good in the ring, number 4 is the Ring General, Gunther. Now, I think this might need a title. I'm not gonna lie.
I would agree.
MJF, red-blooded American, and Gunther, big, tall Austrian German dude.
Yeah.
Would be nuts.
Yeah.
That it would have to be babyface MJF.
Yeah.
Because if MJF is a bad guy going against Gunther, who is the ultimate bad guy right now,
Sure. Yeah.
like that wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. Like, but heel MJF and babyface MJF are basically the same character.
Yeah.
But like, there's just a slight difference where people want to get behind MJF.
He's like 5% nicer.
Literally, he's only like a little bit nicer. Like, it's so funny. And plus, like, watching MJF sell a powerbomb would be amazing.
Watching MJF sell those chops.
Those chops would be nuts. Yeah, yeah.
I would love to see that. Speaking of over heels, these segues are incredible.
I know, right? Honestly.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew
is my number 3.
Aloysius McIntyre. One of the best heels in the company right now.
He might be one of the best heels on the planet right now.
Honestly.
The work he's doing with Punk is amazing. Keep him a heel and just shift that hatred to MJF. They would cook.
It would be insane.
They would cook.
They would burn down the building.
Yeah, let them cook.
Like, actually.
They could do it at WrestleMania. They could wrestle at SummerSlam.
Backlash.
They could wrestle at Backlash. They could wrestle on Monday Night Raw. Like, anywhere they wrestle, they would kick each other's ass.
Yeah.
They would look great. I want to see MJF get Claymored so bad.
MJF, again, MJF selling is underrated. So MJF selling that Claymore
Incredible.
would be insane.
Yeah.
Like, blow the roof off the place. Like, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's another rivalry that I don't think needs a belt. But if it had a belt, it would have to be the World Heavyweight title.
Absolutely. And it would just be that much better. They could keep a McIntyre MJF rivalry going for
forever.
And it would be so fresh and awesome. And how often do you get just like great heel versus heel stuff?
Never. Literally never.
But they're both such assholes.
Like, actually.
that you could just do it forever.
I say MJF more. MJF more.
Oh, yeah. Well, MJF is more rated R.
It would be brutal. It'd be brutal. But speaking of brutal rivalries and people who are very brutal, we have Ilya Dragunov.
Yes.
Now, I love Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
His promo work, insane.
Yeah.
His in-ring work is like so stiff and you feel
yeah.
every single hit. So
it's
like,
all what we would want to be doing to MJF.
Exactly.
Would be punching him as hard as Ilya would be.
And Ilya will bring it. He will bring it to MJF.
Oh yeah.
And like MJF has shown that he can be like as brutal or like as like vicious as like his opponents.
Yeah.
And so like going up against like a guy like Ilya who won't stop until you're either dead or like you're done.
I would love to see them inside Hell in a Cell.
That would be really good. I didn't even think about that.
That would be maybe the most brutal match of the modern era of WWE.
Now, those are guys that would just hate each other. Mm-hmm. Like, it would probably be real hate, too.
Oh, I would imagine.
Like, it would probably be real hate.
MJF's a dick.
He really is. I've heard that like when he's not like performing, he's a nice guy.
But he's always performing.
He's always performing. Exactly. It's a perfect rivalry.
Just give them time.
I also see this for a mid-card title with these brutal matches where they're putting their bodies and like everything on the line.
Yeah.
For this belt would be insane.
Well, and then like the mid-card belts are feeling less and less mid-card, and I feel amazing about that. Like I feel like it's something we've been all waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
Intercontinental feels important. Thank you.
The U.S. title feels more important
than
like it feels as important as it did when John Cena had it.
Yeah, which was insane. The last run. Yeah.
Because it's John Cena.
Yeah.
And Logan Paul is holding the belt. Like, that's crazy.
Seriously.
It's wild. Yeah. That'd
Speaking of mid-card belts.
Okay.
My number 2, Sami Zayn.
The ultimate babyface.
The ultimate babyface.
Like, perfect.
You make him the most over babyface ever, which he basically is all the time, except for when he's a heel.
And even when he's a heel, he's so likable. He's just a likable guy.
And you put him up against the heeliest, slimiest MJF.
Like, oh man.
That is a history-making rivalry.
Especially if MJF has a faction.
Oh, yeah.
If he's a part of a faction and they're going up against, like, babyface Sami Zayn, like, that would be insane.
Put Sami and KO against MJF and a partner as a part of this rivalry, and it would be amazing.
That match would be insane.
And, like, I feel like this would be a great defining match for MJF's, like, world title run.
It's a great rivalry to, like, introduce people to MJF.
Because, yeah, you could have him debut and go after Intercontinental Sammy, or you could give them time and let them cook at WrestleMania.
Just let them cook.
Like, I mean, we all know that Sami Zayn deserves a WrestleMania moment.
Oh, yeah.
If you give, like, WWE in a few years, right? You got MJF pretty well defined as a big heel, and you give him the title going into WrestleMania, let Sami win the Royal Rumble and beat him at WrestleMania.
Ooh, okay.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, you're basically taking WWE's best underdog babyface and AEW's best heel.
Yeah.
Putting them together.
Let's put them together. Yeah, it'd be chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss?
I said a yeah a lot throughout this entire thing. You know who else says yeah a lot?
Who else says yeah?
L.A. Knight. Yeah. That's who I have in my number 2, L.A. Knight. Again, doesn't need a belt.
No.
But if it did have a belt, it'd be pretty sick. Either LA Knight's very last or one of LA Knight's first rivalries as a champion.
Yeah.
Either this one or my number 1 will have the best promos.
Yeah.
Out of all these rivalries.
Yeah.
Because the promos would go insanely well.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody would be insanely over. Heel MJF, face LA Knight, on the mic, every week. Just going against each other.
Yeah.
It would be nuts.
It'd be a banger SummerSlam match.
Banger SummerSlam, Money in the Bank.
Oh, yeah. I would really love to see that. LA Knight is on the way up. MJF is on the way up. They're both young stars, in a sense. I know LA Knight's not all that young, but in the sense of his career.
42, I think. So.
Yeah, his career is young. They're both just going to be on, like, a crash course toward each other.
Yeah. Because the video package would be insane, too. The video package. Like, I can see LA Knight cutting a promo. MJF isn't there, but he'll still MJF's, like slogan. Like the I'm better than you, and you know it. Yeah. And just walk on.
I love it.
And that'd be the end of the video.
That'd be great.
That'd be insane.
That would be...
Bro, Hunter, hire us.
Hire us.
Hire us.
Like, let us book your shows.
We will be amazing bookers, honestly.
So good.
It would be so good.
It's time for some honorable mentions.
All right, bet.
First, Cody Rhodes.
First of all, Cody is who brought MJF into the mainstream.
Yeah.
But would you want a heel MJF or a babyface MJF?
Who is gonna be MJF's first WWE rivalry? It's gonna be Cody.
Rhodes.
Like,
Cody for
and
sure.
If we're looking at Cody right now, he's the most over babyface in the world. So I would love to see that. Our other AEW honorable mention.
He's the best in the world.
CM Punk.
Oh man. Pipe bomb after pipe bomb after pipe bomb.
It would be so good.
The promo battles would be insane.
Yeah.
The in-ring battles would be physical and brutal.
It's kind of just like the Drew and MJF thing. Just do the same thing you're doing with Drew and shift his hatred. Same thing. Bring in MJF, put him in the spot of Drew, and just make him hate on CM Punk.
Another one is Ricochet. Ricochet would be amazing. It would mostly be MJF kind of burying him on the mic, honestly.
Probably.
Like shots at Samantha Irvin.
I feel like we would have to recreate the Ricochet spot where he flips over the top rope.
Of course. I already know what you're talking about. Yeah.
We would have to do that because I can just see Ricochet coming out and cutting a babyface promo or whatever. MJF's music hits and he comes out and he's like,
he's just already going for
I'm better than you and you know it. And then he does it.
Just,
you sure about that?
Yeah, you sure?
And that's the end of the video package.
That'd be fire. Jey Uso.
Absolutely. One of the most over baby faces.
Again, the mic work would be crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure about the in-ring.
Yeah.
Like I know it'd be good for sure.
Give him time. Rushed Jey Uso matches, I don't like as much, and I think it's because I don't like Jay's finisher very much. And it's not so we see so many people do splashes. Uso splash, classic.
Classic,
But
yeah.
like we see so many people do splashes just in their moveset that it's not always believable to me when someone goes down 1, 2, 3 in a 5-minute match that ends with a splash. You end it with the splash in a 20-minute match where you're hitting the absolute crap out of each other? Yes, absolutely. Another honorable mention, Sheamus.
Banger.
Sheamus is at the end of his
banger.
career. Yeah.
After banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheamus is at the end of his career. It doesn't need to be a big thing, but it would be a great short rivalry to really set MJF up as a threat in WWE. Yeah. I think Sheamus would be a great first few rivalry, I think, for MJF.
Definitely, yeah.
So,
one that I'm not too sure about, honestly, I just kind of put on here, Trick Williams. In-ring would be great.
Great, yeah.
In-ring would be phenomenal. The only thing is the promos. I don't think Trick Williams gives good promos.
Okay.
Let me scratch that. I don't think Trick Williams gives great promos.
Which MJF does, which would make it
every
very
single
glaring.
promo MJF gives is either great or exceptional. Their styles would mesh really well.
Let's see, we only have a few more honorable mentions written down. We got
Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
That's kind of no-brainer. Who doesn't want to wrestle
Actually,
Mysterio?
We're kind of building a new legend killer when you think about it. Like we have Orton, Cena, Mysterio, Sheamus.
Well, and we've already talked about retiring Sheamus and retiring Cena, so you really could go that direction with
If
him.
we get legend killer MJF.
Yeah. Oh
That
my
would be
god.
insane.
And that's how you start the rivalry with Randy,
With Randy
Orton. Is he calls
who's
himself
best,
the legend
who's
killer.
the best dude.
And they have a rivalry for who is the true legend killer. And MJF kills Randy.
But Randy would have to win that one though.
Would he?
I feel like Randy would have to win that one. At least. Oh man. Oh, that's tough though.
That's good.
That's a good one.
good.
That's a really good
It's
one.
pretty
I
good.
really like that.
And then our last one on here is Shinsuke, which is, again, no-brainer.
Yeah.
The in-ring, great thing he did back in December, where he, wrote the children's book for Cody.
And then remember that little rhyme he had?
Oh, it was something about his dad.
All I remember is that he said that his father was inbred. And I'm just like, who let him say that? Yeah. And it would just be great to see MJF interact with Shinsuke. All right, so number ones.
We're gonna start with yours, because mine is kind of our overall number one.
Yeah, I agree with that fully, honestly. Yeah. This one's going to come to a shocker, but number one is world-famous YouTuber and vlogger Logan Paul.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that I'm saying that, because I want to hate this guy, but he's so good at his job.
He keeps proving that he's good, and
he's so good.
I hate saying this, but I keep gaining respect for him. Because he keeps re-signing.
Yeah.
He keeps showing up. He has proven that he genuinely loves doing it. I hate him as a person.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of wrestlers that are bad people. Logan Paul is a good wrestler.
He's a great wrestler.
He's a great wrestler.
Logan is just so explosive.
I really like this pick. I really do.
I hate that I love it so much.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's number one. but
it's a great number one though.
It's a great number one.
Their characters would bounce off each other so well. Logan Paul as a face is exactly the same as Logan Paul as a heel, which is the exact same thing.
The question is it possible to get people to cheer for Logan Paul?
No.
It would almost just have to be another heel versus heel.
Probably.
Or if you're you to turn MJF face,
that would be
you could put him against Logan Paul.
Because
people are going to cheer for whoever's wrestling Logan Paul because everybody hates him so much.
Yeah.
I would love it if we made MJF champion. And then Logan Paul cashed in the Money in the Bank on him.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great way to start a rivalry with them. And then you got Logan just getting absolutely booed out of the building for one, cashing in, and for two, being Logan Paul with the championship.
It'd be a great cash-in, though.
It'd be a great cash-in. Have him cash in at SummerSlam or something?
Oh, I was thinking he cashes in that night.
That night?
Dean Ambrose type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, whenever you do it, you're going to get the same reaction the next night. And then you do MJF's journey back to his championship. If you wanted to try to make MJF a babyface, this is a great way to do it. He could be a heel. Logan Paul could cash in on him. He could disappear for a month. Come back as a face, kind of at the bottom of the card. Work his way up. win the Royal Rumble, and beat Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
I can see that.
And you could put him over as a babyface, which would be crazy.
It'd be crazy. Perfect storytelling. It'd be amazing. It would be fire.
And that's a great way to do a face turn.
And I would love to see that. Who's your number one?
Who's my number one?
Yeah.
My number one. Drumroll, please. That's actually a great drumroll. Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth Rollins and MJF.
I mean,
it's perfect.
I'll be honest. Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler.
Honestly, yeah.
Ever. And whether you do this with this babyface MJF that we just mentioned, with a heel Seth, who we all know is amazing.
Or like flip it.
Or you flip it and you do Seth Rollins as a face and you do MJF as a heel. It's great either way.
It's gonna work.
It's the face of AEW and the face of WWE.
Yeah.
It would be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
I would love to see them even bring back some elements of the Authority for this rivalry.
Oh, okay.
MJF is taking shots at Triple H. Put Triple H as a special guest referee. Put Triple H in Rollins' corner. You could do so many fun things with this, especially as MJF's first thing in WWE, where you just constantly call out the fact that he's an outsider and that, you know, he abandoned his company for more money. You could do whatever you wanted, and you could have the, like, officials of WWE really get in MJF's face.
Oh, that'd be so good, yeah.
And it would be so amazing. And you could even have Cody come out and help him.
Seth Rollins is too fluid. Like, he is too good at what he does.
Yeah.
Like, insane, especially with, like, all the injuries he's had.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss a beat, ever.
No.
Ever.
He's so good.
He's so good.
And he's so good on the mic. And I want to see MJF, like, just roast him for 15 minutes. Roasting the Fitz.
The Fitz, Becky.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Shield.
Yeah, get Becky in there. Get Shield involved. You could do anything with this match.
The only thing I do know is that this match and this rivalry would be so personal.
So personal.
So personal. But yeah, like, I think that's like I think that might be the perfect rival for MJF.
Yeah. But what it all comes down to, looking at these 12 plus wrestlers because of our many honorable mentions.
Many honorable mentions.
MJF would be the biggest signing that WWE could do right now.
Yeah.
Please do this.
He debuts at Mania.
Debut him at Mania.
Debut him in the... we go to.
Yes. Yes. Speaking of, we're here to voyage to WrestleMania.
Yeah, like this is the show, like our passion. Like we really, really love this stuff. Thinking of all these possibilities and like watching them come to life.
Yeah.
Like it definitely helps me, like just like feel human.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like like this is like to show our passion for like the art that is wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is an art form.
It is. It is sports combined with theater.
Literally, exactly. That's perfect.
It's amazing.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, if you can, go fund us.
Yes.
Please.
GoFundMe link in the description. Subscribe.
Oh, definitely.
Like the video.
Share
the video.
Tell everybody.
Yeah. Any attention that we get is great. And
there's no bad publicity.
Yeah, we want to talk about wrestling, and we want to take our shot at WrestleMania. Join us on the voyage.
Please. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Or listening.
Whatever you do. Thanks for being here.